La 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 la. La 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 la.
Hello again. Joby Avonlea is back. I'm back. I'm here just to share with you some further ideas. And the key idea is how I found my art practice. And through finding my art practice, through going through a process, is how I found it. And basically, all my life, I've been a great imitator. It's just one of those talents I have, but I would sometimes substitute imitating others for doing something original. And the time has come to leave imitation in the dust and only bring it out of hiding if I need it. But it's time for my original ideas to be out there, out here. Here I am. So following my conscience is basically how I found my art practice. I was always growing up, as probably many people were and are, worried about being right. And lately it's come into real strong focus that the important thing is to be real. And then if you're real, that takes care of the other question. Actually, there is no other question. You're just being honest and real, and that's what's important. So, I'll give you an example as if my space that I have now to do art, as if that were an art project in itself. I remember when I was working almost full time, commuting up and down the 5 freeway in Southern California. And I remember driving through Carmel Valley in the San Diego area on my way to work and thinking, I need space to make my art. At that time, I was mostly doing photography and some drawing. And so it was just a feeling that I needed space. And so the next logical step for me seemed, well, you have a place to put your art when it's done, the photographs, the drawings. And I thought, yeah, let me get some furniture. So I got a like 6-drawer, yes, from IKEA. I went to IKEA, got a 6-drawer art shelf unit on rollers. And then I got a table there and a rolling chair and a lamp to clamp on the table. And it was like, okay, I'm ready. Here we go. Then I moved to a new apartment where I had kind of a real small breakfast nook. Oh, it's not that small. It's kind of an average size breakfast nook. So before long, it was like, I could use my breakfast nook as my art nook. So I moved in art supplies. And then not too long after that, I thought, I'll give away one of my tables. I had a dining table and a table in the art nook, a round one, not too great for making art at. So I gave it away. It had been given to me, so I thought I'll just pass it along. And that opened space for a table. But there was still a bookshelf in that area. And at one point, I made some origami birds, swan birds, and I made a mobile of these. And there was like 6 or 7 strands coming down in like a chandelier shape. And it was kind of in the corner of that room. So I followed my feelings, which led to the furniture, which led to making my kitchen nook become, or my breakfast nook become an art nook. And then when I took the table out, it actually felt like an art corner. You know, it was expanding. And not too long ago, I was having a chat with my sister and one of my sisters. And I told her I had extra origami, you know, to make another origami mobile, but I thought, where am I going to put it, you know? And she said to me, well, why don't you move the one you've made out of your art corner, and then you'll have room for another one. So I thought, great. I moved it out, put it in the back room. It looks good in the back room. Looks great there. It's by a window. The breeze blows it. It's like a real mobile should be. It's moving. And then I looked at my art corner and like, whoa, just that one corner being opened up gave it so much more room. And I went, wow. And I thought, and then I was chatting with my creative consultant, Joshua Townsend, and he jokingly said to me, don't take up too much space, as if when I was holding back on my art. And so, of course, that was another wake-up call. Do take up space. And I looked at my art corner. I thought, yeah, that's what it needs, spaciousness. So I found my art process is listening to my feelings, listening to others that have constructive ideas, and also just looking at the artwork itself and not imposing ideas on it, but asking it what it needs. And I've heard other artists say this as well. And it needed spaciousness. My art corner needed spaciousness. So that led to that bookshelf leaving. It is not a literature studio I'm establishing, but an art studio. Even though I am a poet and a writer, I can do that elsewhere. So I noticed in my living room there was space next to my couch for that bookshelf. It was out of there. Then I had some art supplies stored in front of my window in that art area, the art corner. And I thought, no, I need my table, my art table next to the window. So when I'm doing drawing, I have my best light. So those art supplies got in the corner where the bookcase had been. My art table got moved by the light. It's like, wow, yeah, spaciousness is here. What was needed has come. I can call this my art studio now. And I have a Etsy shop called Avonlea Art by Joby. And so I'm using part of that name for my studio, Avonlea Art Studio. So I guess that's about all I have to share with you today, except for if you watched my last video, you heard how I was a fully fledged fledgling who was hesitating to get out of the nest. Well, that's behind me now. I can't go, no, I'm not going back there, but I am flying ahead. And a project I started in mid-May was to do a sketch every day for 180 days in a row. And the idea is to do a 180, because if you ask me to do something with words, no problem. I'll give it to you as soon as, the words come, I can get them on paper, boom. However, if you ask me to put my visual ideas on paper, it's like, oh, okay, I'll figure that out and I'll get back to you, because my, I'd like the reason for having this 180 days of sketching was to have my visual language be able to be more facile and quick, more similar to my verbal language. So anyway, I am about 1/7 of the way through that project, and I made a drawing yesterday to honor that I'm a fully fledged artist who is now building her own nest and seeing what's going to show up. So those are my open hands, open to good ideas for the next art project. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you for watching the inside story on Avonlea Art Studio.
This is Joby Avonlea, and I send out by email twice a month a poem of mine and an update on my latest visual art in process. If you would like to be on my email list, please subscribe at my website, which is www.writewithvision.com. Thank you again for joining us today. Farewell.